Hi, and welcome back to my tricycle life. So, it's been a while since the last video, and before I begin in this video, I wanted to thank you all for all the views for my last video. That was really awesome. It basically encouraged me to do more like it. I'm going to try to do more like it and see how far we can go. So with that said, the reason why my videos are constant is because I do bicycle repairs on the side, so I basically hustle. So one of the bikes I came across is this one. I have worked on a couple of these in the past. So what this is a manufacturer called Autobike came out with this design. The idea was, if you can imagine a regular mountain bike or any bike that has a gear system, is you have to change it manually on the handlebar. Well, Autobike designed this contraption to, as you pedal, it changes the gears for you on the back rim. So how this works is, if you can see on the back rim, there's these three different weights, and the weights are connected to this plate just behind the chain and just behind the derailleur. So as the rim spins, centrifugal force brings these weights outwards towards outwards of the rim, and it pushes this plate against the derailleur, and that changes the gears. And also, when you need to start the bike, it also is supposed to bring the chain back in the easiest gears. So when you start out, when you stop, it's in the easy gear and it's ready to go. However, there's a lot of moving parts to the system, and one of the things that they had to solve was the cassette on the back. They had to no longer make it coast. So visually what is different is you won't see the cassette coasting, but you'll see the crank coasting instead. So let me show you how this kind of works, and then we'll talk about some more. So as you can see, as I turn the pedal and squeeze the noise, as you can see that it shifted itself to the harder gears as the RPM wound up, and you also saw as the tires slowed down, the weights came back to the center, and it pushed the plate back in, or back towards the spokes. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but watch this real quick. So this did all of the coasting. Like I said, I came across this bike a long time ago. Not this one in particular, but another one like it. The design of it is a good idea. However, I mean, I see a lot of flaws into it because all the moving parts, it slides up and down the spokes. The weights do. And personally, I haven't never tried a auto bike myself because there's not a trike version of it, which I don't think it'd be hard to make one. The idea is cool. However, I would definitely upgrade the brakes to, I would upgrade to a V-brake instead of these ones. These are center pull brakes because how they work, the cable pulls them in the center, but they're not very good at stopping. Like, that's why they came out with V-brakes, because V-brakes were more aggressive and more efficient with stopping. But with that said, I think the design of the bike itself, I would set this bike up for, I would easily put like, for example, a rack on the back of this. I would set this up for like a grocery gear basically, or something that a lot of RVers that you see on the road. I think this is a good appropriate bike for that, for the, people like that, because like, especially when you just start back up on biking and you have you haven't got that reflex to use gears efficiently and know when to change them. This might be a good starting point, but two, I have one of my issues is like, this is noisy. This is like, I mean, I guess if you're riding in the wind, maybe you wouldn't hear it, but you hear all this noise going on, and is it, in your mind without looking, is this natural noise? This is, you never know. So, the reason why I wanted to make this as a video, one of the reasons is obviously this channel focuses on modification, trikes that are modified, even bikes that are modified. This came from a factory exactly like this. This isn't modified as a third party. This is what you see is what the company designed it for. Like, so I mean, this isn't at all at any level a high-end bike. It's not like, I'm sure brand new this might have been $300 or $400. I haven't looked it up to be sure, but the idea was cool. I'm sure these days there's better ways to change your gears automatically. Like, for example, if I was trying to make it a auto bike, like the same concept, so you wouldn't have to focus on changing your gears up here. Technology today, like for example, I could take, right now they have Bluetooth derailleurs and shifters. Well, I would want to look into a derailleur that was like a Bluetooth derailleur, but program it so it would have a sensor on the rim somewhere that it recognized when the rim was moving and what RPM, and accordingly change the gears that way. I think that, at least that way, you wouldn't have the extra sounds of the weights clunking around. You wouldn't have to have this extra weight on the back of the rim, which the spokes aren't designed to have this extra weight on the spokes. But also, most of your shifting equipment would be obviously the derailleur, and you wouldn't have to have. I mean, what happens if you do some damage to this rim? You would have to change out all this mechanism. Not only that, but put everything back on the spokes, all the weights, the way that they should be, and that essentially would be a big process to do. I mean, but how that, with some really like testing, you can, test shift points, where you're at in RPM, blah blah blah. That's what I would do versus this. This is obviously more mechanical. I do, like I said, for me personally, the idea is there. It's a good idea, I think, but the way that they did it is kind of, a lot can go wrong. Like, what if you damage the rim? And these, if any of the spokes that these sit on, then they won't obviously function, or you're gonna have half the plate moving, and when the weight that it has issues with, it's not. And two, this plate right here pushes against the derailleur on the inside. And what happens when you wear this plate out and you don't maintain it? I would oil it once a month when I oil the chain. But I mean, this bike, I think it came out sometime in the mid-90s. It charges. I'm pretty positive. I have to look that up. But anyway, this is a good bike to put on this channel to show you, like, what different manufacturers tried. This, I don't think, was a popular manufacturer like Trek. I don't think Trek decided to put a auto bike out there. I think this is actually the name of the company. Again, I'm gonna try to find out. But the idea is there. And a couple of other things I would do differently is this has plastic levers. I would want metal or aluminum levers to make it more durable. I mean, these are gonna break. One of the times that you try to use a brake, and if this bike has been sitting in the sun for too long, that plastic is gonna be brittle and everything else. But other than the brake levers and changing out the brakes themselves, like I said, I would put V-brakes on this, and I would probably redesign the auto shift on it, because personally, I mean, I respect the design of the weight system and the mechanism, but you're just adding so much weight to the back end of this thing, and and two, how accurate is it when you're going, and is it actually shifting at the right point? I don't know. I never been on one of these things, or even really talk to someone that owned one of these things that got their opinion on it. So, but as it sits, my opinion is it's a good idea, but the way that they did it needs to be more defined. Like I said, if I was going to redesign this, and I would love to try, I would definitely take a Bluetooth electronic derailleur, and then somehow hook up a little computer to it, maybe whatever it is, or reprogram it to run off of a sensor, kind of like the sensors that they might have for e-bikes, so it knows the RPM of the rim, and once it senses a certain RPM, then have it shift accordingly. And two, that would be so much more quiet, more efficiently. It would just be like a normal bike at that point, and you wouldn't have all this extra weight on it. And two, if you did damage the rims that I had on it, I mean, they're basic normal rims at that point. You can just swap the rims and go again. But other than that, it's a cool piece of bicycle history. And I'm sure it still has a niche to it. I'm sure there's people out there that can benefit from these bikes, even though they have the quirks. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I wanted to show on my channel, like modification wise. Even though that most of the bikes that I have on this channel are modified, like a third-party modification after the fact, but this one in particular has been modified by a manufacturer, and that's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty cool to see. So with that said, comment down below, let me know what you think of this, or if you want me to perhaps look for more modified bikes that could have been modified from the factory. Push all the buttons, and I hope you enjoyed these videos up until now, and again, tell me what you think. With that said, bye.